Do you suck at Marvel Rivals? Do you have crippling depression? Or are you stuck in a fruitless, toxic relationship you can't escape? Well, I can't help you there, but I can help you get better at this game made for children. However, there are some prerequisites. First of all, if you've had a lobotomy, watch anime, or have a mangled scar on your brain, then I'm afraid this video isn't going to help you. Because you see, the biggest power in your arsenal is your ability to learn, which requires a functioning brain. Stop dying. Stop dying a lot. Stop dying before the fight even begins. Stop dying to your own stupidity. Just stop dying. Dying is one of the worst things you can do. Dedoy, isn't that pretty obvious? Yes, it should be obvious, but you'd be surprised. Even celestial players are not immune to running it down. Dozens of times in a single fucking game. Even a Japanese salaryman working 12-hour days, 6 days a week, has more will to live than the average Marvel Rivals inter. Make it hard for the enemy team to eliminate you. If you are playing against a lot of hit scan, instead of being vulnerable in the open, play behind cover. If you're playing against melee and projectile spammers, you can afford to play out in the open a little bit more. Just depends. Play with your team, and for the love of God, stay in line of sight of the supports. Don't type GG no heals when it was your own goddamn poor judgment. If you do all this and you still end up dying a lot, that's fine. Despite what society might think, even a useless, deadbeat, unemployed troglodyte is still more useful alive. This is because your sheer parasitic aura is strong enough to deter the enemy team from full frontal anal clapping your cheeks. They will see a 6v6 fight and respect you. If they see a 5v6, then they will hard commit knowing they have the numbers advantage. Even if you're completely useless, there is still hope. My boy, Rocket. If you are ever having a bad game, instead of being subject to your team's, let's say, colourful words,
Blade, kill yourself.
swap to Rocket instead. Rocket is single-handedly giving new life to the mass of unwashed homunculi that try to play this game. Play a Rocket and sit at the back. Place your res beacon in the corner and start spamming your heal. Even if you've never played Rocket, you will be infinitely more useful than if you were dead. Maybe during this time, hopefully your brain has developed enough to not be considered an infant and have the capacity to make decisions that will lead to better outcomes. I'm being serious. I know I went on a triade on the last tip, but there are certain situations you will run into where you need to unalive your character in-game, in Marvel Rivals, as fast as possible. This is called not staggering. When you lose a team fight, instead of fighting back, just accept it and let the enemy team quickly gobble you up like the good little princess that you are. Just kill me. The faster your team commits communal seppuku, the faster your team will be able to respawn and group up for the next team fight. The longer you resist, the longer your team has to wait to regroup. Even worse is that the average Marvel Rivals player doesn't know the concept of friendship and patience and will abandon you. They will push up before everyone is ready, and guess what? They will lose the team fight while you slowly waddle your way back from spawn. And this will start a negative feedback loop that cannot be stopped. Your team will stagger perpetually until the game is over. So make sure to unalive as quickly as possible to regroup with your team. Yes, you can simply run away like a little bitch boy. It is highly effective and I do it all the time. Whether you should unalive or run away will depend on two factors: mobility and the enemy team's bloodlust. If you're playing a mobile hero, then it's easy to run away, but if you're not, then it will be faster to unalive. Also, the enemy team will try and chase down any naughty boys that have escaped their group Bible study. So that's why I say to accept your fate. Imagine slowly walking away, and just as you are about to round the corner to safety, a large green man jumps you and breaks your spine. You just wasted all that time that your team now must wait, and no doubt they will be contemplating just what the fuck you are doing. I have also witnessed my teammates desperately running around the map trying to get away, like they have 3 wanted stars on them, only to eventually getting 0. Like, great, what was that all for? You just wasted 30 seconds edging the enemy team. The last 2 tips segue nicely into the next one. Group up. Remember, this is a team game. Marvel Rivals, and any competitive game for that matter, is not only about skill, but also mental fortitude, which is clearly lacking in Marvel Rivals players.
Strange, I want you to rethink every decision you made in your life and kill yourself afterwards. Just kill yourself, please. Do the world a favor.
Do you remember the first time you had to beat a stiffy and you had nothing available but your imagination? The sheer mental determination needed to perform this task was immense. Harness the same mental fortitude to win more games. There will be games where your teammates will simply be acoustic. One of the 4 DPS on your team will throw a fit, the tank player will be on suicide watch, and the support player will be flamed, causing them to swap to another DPS. Unfortunately, there is nothing you can do but try to be positive, ignore them, mute, and just simply continue playing. Just focus on your own gameplay. Your mind should be a fortress, where the only thing going through your brain is how many games I can play today to maximize the amount of LP gained. Having a bad mental means you're self-sabotaging yourself. Don't lose easily winnable games to your own hubris. Instead, let one of your teammates be the dickhead so you can collectively say with full certainty it was their fault you lost. Now, having a good mental is only half the picture. The other half is weaponizing it by mental booming the enemy team. Everything I talked about applies to the enemy team as well, except while you have transcended into a higher plane of existence, the enemy team will be easily susceptible to their own demise. So this is where we play the psychological warfare. First, start by targeting someone on the enemy team. Call them out on their mistakes like bad positioning, terrible ult usage, but make sure to frame it in a way that's supposed to be constructive. We are still good Samaritans after all. Target the person doing the worst on their team. They will be very susceptible to be flamed on by their team. They're probably tilted already and it's just easy for them to be made the scapegoat. In my experience, DPS players with fragile egos can easily be broken and there is a high chance of them to just start throwing. Tank players usually have a strong mental, but at times I've seen them swap off tank and play DPS, and the same goes for supports. So it doesn't really matter who breaks, as long as someone on the enemy team breaks, they will fall like dominoes. The mental boom will spread from player 0 to everyone on the team. This is a great way to turn the game from a 6v6 into a 7v5 and so on. Remember, I'm not saying to flame or be toxic or negative, just give them, constructive feedback on their suboptimal gameplay and let the enemy team do the rest for you. Even if the enemy doesn't display visible signs of tilt like typing verbal abuse and slurs in chat, you can just feel the enemy team crumbling down. This won't work every game because thankfully there is a glimmer of hope. Not all players are mentally handicapped, but when it does work, it's very effective. Anyways, that's all I have to say. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you found any of this useful.